The air shimmered under the twin suns of Tatooine, a crucible of heat and dust. Inside the cool, shadowed refuge of an old hermit's dwelling, a young man named Luke Skywalker fidgeted, impatient for adventure, oblivious to the profound weight of history about to be placed in his hands. And then it emerged. From a simple wooden chest, Obi-Wan Kenobi drew forth not a crude blaster, but a cylindrical hilt, seemingly inert. With a click and a surge, a brilliant blade of pure energy hummed to life, casting an ethereal glow on the old Jedi's face. It was in this sacred moment, this passing of a torch, that Obi-Wan offered a description that, for me, encapsulates the very heart of Star Wars. This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight, not as clumsy or as random as a blaster, an elegant weapon for a more civilized age. It's a line that doesn't just describe a weapon, it sketches a landscape of loss, paints a portrait of a forgotten era, and reveals the profound, quiet melancholy of the man speaking it. Let's unravel the beauty and poignancy woven into these words. First, consider the phrase, "an elegant weapon." What makes a blade of pure energy elegant? It's not about decorative flourishes, but about purpose, precision, and the demanding skill required to wield it. A blaster is indiscriminate. It sprays bolts of energy, effective for mass destruction, for turning chaos into even greater chaos. But a lightsaber? It demands focus, discipline, and absolute mastery. It's a tool for defense, for parrying, for surgical strikes, requiring a direct connection between wielder and blade. There's an artistry to its use, a dance of deflection and counterattack that elevates conflict from crude violence to a form of martial ballet. This elegance speaks to the Jedi philosophy itself: control, balance, and the preservation of life, even in combat. It suggests that even in a fight, there could be grace, honor, and a higher purpose than mere annihilation. The lightsaber, therefore, is an extension of the Jedi's mind and spirit, a symbol of their commitment to order and precision in a universe prone to entropy. But it's the second part of the line that truly unfurls the canvas of Obi-Wan's soul: for a more civilized age. This isn't just a throwaway comment, it's a lament, a sigh for a lost world. The civilized age he speaks of is the era of the Galactic Republic, a time before the Empire's iron fist crushed dissent and individuality. It was an age where the Jedi were not just warriors, but peacekeepers, diplomats, and philosophers. Conflicts, while inevitable, were often resolved through negotiation, through the subtle nudges of the Force, or, if necessary, through honorable duels governed by ancient codes. Blasters, in contrast, represent the brute force, the indiscriminate slaughter that came to define the Empire, the overwhelming, impersonal might that replaced honor with subjugation. Obi-Wan's words carry the weight of memory, a profound nostalgia for a time when disputes were settled with skill and principle, not with overwhelming firepower and fear. It's the elegiac summary of the lost world of the Jedi. And this brings us to Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. He is not merely describing the lightsaber or an age, he is a relic of that age. Every aspect of his character, from his measured words to his calm demeanor, speaks to the grace and principle of a bygone era. He embodies the restraint, the wisdom, and the quiet dignity that defined the Jedi Knights. In a galaxy that has become coarse, violent, and ruled by the raw power of the Empire, Obi-Wan remains a bastion of what was. His presence on Tatooine isn't just exile, it's a living testament to a lost ideal, a quiet protest against the brutality that has consumed the galaxy. Even in his final confrontation with Darth Vader, he doesn't resort to desperate blaster fire or cheap tricks. Instead, he faces his destiny with a lightsaber, in a final, ritualistic duel that honors the traditions of his more civilized age, choosing to become one with the Force rather than allowing his body to be used as a tool of the Empire. It's a profound act, a final demonstration of the principles he held so dear. The line is a perfect encapsulation of his quiet sorrow, his unyielding hope, and his identity as a guardian of forgotten wisdom. It's a window into the soul of a man who has witnessed the galaxy he knew unravel, yet still clings to the ideals that made it worth fighting for. The beauty of this line lies not just in its poetic simplicity, but in its ability to evoke a deep sense of loss, a yearning for an age of honor and grace, and the poignant image of a man who carries the memory of that age within him, even as he lives in its violent aftermath. So, the next time you hear Obi-Wan describe the lightsaber as an elegant weapon for a more civilized age, pause for a moment. Feel the weight of those words, the history they carry, and the profound, quiet melancholy of a man who remembers a better time. It's a line that doesn't just advance the plot, it deepens the mythology, enriching our understanding of the Jedi, their fall, and the enduring spirit of hope. It reminds us that even in the darkest times, the echoes of elegance, honor, and a more civilized way can still resonate, guiding us towards a brighter future. What are your thoughts on this iconic line and its deeper meaning? Share your reflections in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of a Jedi, please consider subscribing for more thoughtful explorations of the stories that shape us.